And there's a breaking news coming in right now. The Aviation Ministry of India has issued new guidelines and penalties for unruly passengers. Unruly passengers will be barred from flying from 3 months to more than 2 years. And I'm joined live on this story by my colleague Mohammed Saleh from the newsroom. Mohammed, thank you very much for joining me. So, we have seen repeatedly many cases in India of especially politicians and so-called big people misbehaving with staff on the airlines. So this ruling is quite important. What do you think about it?
Absolutely, indeed. Now, this, Daniele, is a ruling that has been brought about by the Aviation Ministry in a bid to try and curb misbehavior by passengers, especially after that very unfortunate incident which took place on the 17th of March, which involved a Shiv Sena Member of Parliament, Gaikwad, who went about and slapped an Air India staffer 25 times while he was on board the flight, essentially only because he was denied a business class berth in a plane which essentially only had economy class seats. Now, after that, he was grounded by all airlines, and only after he tendered an unconditional apology was he again allowed to fly. Now, what this no-fly list actually means is that those passengers whose behavior is found to be unruly will not have the permission to actually fly. Now, around the world, this kind of a no-fly list is made only in the event of a terror threat. If a person is believed to be someone who's affiliated to some kind of a terror organization or is under investigation, it is then that his name will go in the no-fly list. But India, for the very first time, the first country, has come up with guidelines where if passengers were to behave poorly while they are on board a flight, the recommendations can in fact be made that he be debarred from flying further. Let me just go through the 3 guidelines that have been put out by the Aviation Ministry, where they've said that in level 1, if a person indulges in unruly physical gestures, verbal harassment and unruly inebriation, then a case can be made where a person can be stopped from flying for about 3 months. Now, in level 2, if a person indulges in what is being termed as physically abusive behavior, which involves pushing, kicking, hitting and inappropriate touching. This also pertains to any kind of sexual misdemeanor which a person may indulge in. Then a person can of course be debarred from flying for 6 months. And level 3, which involves life-threatening behavior, which pertains essentially to any form of assault, damage to aircraft system, etc., which invites a ban of at least a minimum of 2 years from flying. Now, this no-fly list is separate from other form of criminal proceedings, which can of course be, which would be invited in this case under the Indian Penal Code. So an interesting bit of a case where for the first time anywhere in the world, an unruly passenger can be put on a no-fly list in India.
Thank you very much, my colleague Mohammed Saleh, helping us to make more sense of the new ban for unruly passengers in India on airlines.